This video explains how to properly clean inflatable PVC suits that have hand-glued seams. It is especially important for suits that are glass clear or shiny because those materials really like to stick together. All right, when cleaning your PVC suit, you want to use Dawn dish soap or similar, and you want to put a little bit on a rag or little scrubby brush. And then, very important, you don't want to use hot water because the hot water will reactivate the glue. Use cold water or only mix in a little bit of hot water to make it warm but not hot. That's very, very important. When you go to turn it inside out while you're cleaning, don't want to just grab and pull because it can tear where it's connected. So you want to reach down where the two are connected together and grab to pull inside out so that it doesn't stress it. If you want to sanitize your PVC, in case maybe you let somebody else wear it and you want to make sure that it's sanitized, then you want to fill up a bucket with 1 gallon of water, and you'll do 1 cup of bleach. So this is actually a 1:16 ratio. So you could mix up a different amount if you like, but 1 gallon to 1 cup is fairly easy. If you decide to sanitize, you definitely want to wear gloves for this part. You want to make sure that every surface gets covered with the bleach water so that it can sanitize. If you keep it at this ratio, it will not bleach any of the print. This particular outfit does not have any print, but in case it does have print, you'll be safe. Just don't put anything stronger than a 1:16 ratio. And you want, once you get the solution all over, you want to give it at least 15 minutes to sanitize. You want to rinse that back off with just some cold water. You don't want to use hot water because the hot water can reactivate the glue and make things stick together that you do not want to stick together. Water out. When you have glass clear material like this, it is very sticky. It really wants to stick to itself when you do a good job cleaning it. One of the main reasons why you are concerned about it sticking to itself is because it can actually stick strongly enough that when you go to like turn it inside out or you go to put it on, if something is stuck, it actually can tear a hole. So this is actually a preventative thing to keep that from happening. You want to take a rag or a sponge like this and a silicone that you would normally use for either getting into or polishing latex. These are some different options. They all work great. I'm going to use the bee gloss because it's got the spray. And I'm going to spray some on my sponge here. And then I am going to wipe this down while it's still wet. And that way, once it dries, it doesn't stick to itself like mad. And I'm going to do the inside. It's currently inside out. And then I'm going to turn it right side out and do the same thing. And then I'm going to let it dry. But once it dries, it will stick like mad because it's very clean. And also, on areas around the seam, since we do all of this by hand gluing, sometimes a little bit of the glue residue that's just around the edge can stick and bond. That especially happens if you use hot water. That's why you don't want to use hot water. And but even if you don't use hot water, doing a really good cleaning with dish soap, and especially if you do the bleach, it makes all of the surfaces just want to stick like mad, especially with the shiny or the clear material like this, the glass clear especially. So putting this silicone everywhere keeps it from sticking to itself. Plus, the next time you go to put it on, it makes it much easier to get on. It makes it much easier for manipulating and turning inside out since it's not sticking to itself. Makes it much easier to get on, but it more importantly helps to prevent anything from sticking strongly enough that when you go to get in it or go to pull it apart, that it could potentially tear a hole.